Heidi's Enchanted Alpine Adventure. In a distant mountain village, at the foot of the Alps, lived a charming little girl named Heidi. Her grandfather, Johann, was an old and wise man who was respected by the villagers for being both the shepherd of the village and for his deep connection with nature. Heidi's closest friend was Peter, a young and brave boy who tended to his family's flock. One day, Heidi set out for the forest with her grandfather Johann and their dog Rex. As the sun rose, they ventured into the forest. Along the way, they passed through meadows filled with colorful flowers, where butterflies fluttered and birds sang melodiously. The forest seemed to be waking up to a fresh morning. Suddenly, a storm broke out. While Peter tried to gather the goats, Heidi helped him. When they counted the goats, one was missing. Its name was Fluffy. Peter and Heidi placed a salt stone by the goats to prevent them from running away. They then went in search of Fluffy and found it stranded at the edge of a cliff. Peter called Heidi over and asked her to fetch her grandfather. Heidi immediately called her grandfather. Johann arrived at the edge of the cliff with ropes and hooks and rescued Fluffy. Meanwhile, the storm intensified, and it began to rain. Peter, trying to reach Fluffy, was at risk of falling off the cliff. Frightened, Heidi sought refuge beside her grandfather and watched as Fluffy was rescued. After Fluffy was rescued, Peter and Heidi worked together to gather the goats. Peter carried Fluffy back to the village, while Heidi and Johann took the goats to a safe place. However, their return journey was challenging as the storm intensified rapidly. They struggled against obstacles along the way and barely made it home. Rex, realizing that Heidi and her grandfather had not returned home, sniffed around. He ran towards the forest, reached a pasture, and found the goats. He then ran to the entrance of a cave and started barking. Johann shouted, "Dig, dig," and the strong dog pushed the rocks, freeing them from the cave. The storm subsided, they relaxed, and returned home peacefully. However, the storm had caused damage to their village. Roads were damaged, some roofs were blown off, and fields were destroyed. The villagers gathered and began repairing the damages together. Heidi, Peter, and Johann decided to help the village. They repaired roads, fixed houses, and reorganized fields. The village was rebuilt with unity and solidarity. And Heidi and her friends worked with great dedication, finding joy in helping the village. By the time autumn arrived, the village had regained its former vitality, and everyone had overcome the challenges brought by the storm. Heidi, Peter, Johann, and Rex felt proud to have helped their village. The village had come together more strongly and had become more conscious of preserving the beauty of nature. Heidi and her friends learned valuable lessons from this experience, and their love for nature and each other grew stronger. Hey, 1 minute, my channel, subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications.